Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Nettie Owens. I'm with Sapari Solutions, and I help high achiever business owners scale to reach their biggest goals. Today on What Businesses Need to Know Right Now, I've brought Jill Celeste. Welcome, Jill.
Hi, so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad to have you here. I'm excited about our conversation today, and I want to make sure that I tell others a little bit about you so they know how awesome you are and why they should be listening. So we were just talking before this about Jill's most recently re-released publication, Your First Client, The First Client. And Jill's an author. She has another book coming out soon. She's the founder of Celestial University. Her first book is an Amazon bestseller, and she's currently working on Loud Woman, her second book. Mm-hmm. Through Celestial University, Jill teaches female entrepreneurs how to get louder with their marketing, an important message, so her students can attract more clients and live more fulfilling lives. Jill lives near Tampa, Florida, with her husband, 2 sons, 2 cats, and a basset hound named Trixie.
Yes, that's
awesome.
Me.
I love it. So I've got this first question here, and I'll ask it, and then I have another question I want to ask you.
Okay.
So what is the biggest marketing mistake you see entrepreneurs make?
The biggest mistake, especially among newer entrepreneurs, is that they don't identify who their ideal client is. So many times they want to cast a wide net to say, oh, I service anyone, or I service anyone with just one characteristic. And this is a huge mistake. The niche is where you want to be, and you want to really know who your ideal client is almost intimately so that you can attract them through your marketing message. So if you don't know who your ideal client is, you want to really make sure to take the time to study them, interview them, learn more about them so that you can really develop programs and marketing messages to attract them to your business.
So you talk about being louder with your marketing, and where does that need or desire come from? Like why do we need to be louder? What's coming up for you, or what led you to that?
What led me to that is by coaching so many women, hundreds of women through my career. I noticed that we have a tendency to hide, a tendency to put our needs last, especially as if we're a mompreneur. And we have a tendency to feel like we are hounding people. And so that results in us pulling back from our marketing and then wondering why our marketing isn't working. So when I say get louder with your marketing, it doesn't necessarily mean an increase in volume, though it could. But it really means like getting out there, being more visible, being unapologetic about your gifts, being tenacious, and making sure that you know who you serve and giving yourself permission to serve them. And if you can do that and really hone in your marketing to showcase your gifts and your talents, you'll get more clients, you'll be more successful, and you'll be happier, which leads to more clients too.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny. People don't want to do business with sad people.
Yeah, it's amazing how that ripple effect happens.
There's nothing wrong. Right? I feel myself saying like, oh, you can have the feelings that you have, and you don't have to always be smiley. And actually that's part of the point too, right? To show up as you are and
be authentic and vulnerable. Always very client attractive.
Right.
Even if you don't want to do it from a skeezy place, right? But you want to, if you're having a bad day, share it, because I bet other people are too. Especially, gosh, with all that's going on in the past 12 months, there's been a lot of turmoil in our lives. And I think being real about that as an entrepreneur is something that can be quite attractive to your ideal clients, because they know you get it. They're in the same muck too.
Yes, actually, that's it. It's sharing not to vent, but sharing to connect. And
correct.
What does that look like? So that kind of segues really nicely into social media, because that's where we often share to vent. So what is that fine line? How do you effectively market actually without using social media? So how do you if we kind of move from that space of, I'll ask this in 2 different questions. What do we share? And how do we market without social media?
So social media is a huge part of a lot of people's marketing strategy, is part of mine. I love social media marketing.
We're
I think
on social media, right?
we're right here, right? The key to social media marketing is building relationships, allowing people to get to know you and building relationships with others. If you can do that well through social media, you will absolutely get clients. But you can also get clients by not using social media. I have taught many women who don't have a very strong social media strategy by choice, and they use a lot of offline techniques such as networking meetings, getting speaking gigs, using direct mail, old-fashioned telephone even, and they have very successful businesses by using some of those traditional offline tactics. And my book, That First Client, is really about those offline marketing tactics I think a lot of people forget about because social media is so sexy and feels like such an easy button. It's not an easy button. Unless you have a lot of money to invest in ads and resources, it is a very slow boil. So to get clients faster, actually going offline and using some of these tried and true marketing methods are the ways to get clients faster. So you go to those networking meetings, you do those speaking gigs, you do things like this. You write books, you write letters even. All those types of techniques really help you get your clients faster. And in some ways, even the right clients because you're able to touch them in ways that you can't do through social media.
Right. And by touch, we were not actually meaning touch. I mean, this is coronavirus, so no.
Yeah, 6 feet virtual touch.
That's right. But it's true. And we're so immersed now in social media that by doing something, receiving a letter almost seems out of the blue, off the wall, new and different when, that was marketing for many, many, many years.
Right. But the beauty of writing a letter, if I may interrupt,
Sure.
is that it has a 100% open rate. Who's going to ignore a personal letter from, Nettie, you've sent an email even as recently as this year.
I did.
I ripped that open as soon as I got it. I couldn't wait to see what was inside because it's so novel. So we're not seeing a lot of those. And anyone with a little bit of curiosity is going to open it. How many times have our emails not been opened? Right. So something like as simple as writing a letter can be a very effective marketing technique.
Absolutely. So there were two parts to that question. And the second one was, what do we share? What do we, either in that letter, on social media, in our marketing, when we're showing up and as ourselves, what kinds of things do you find are effective to share?
So always share a call to action. A lot of times that's the big step. We write these lovely, diatribes about ourselves or about the program, and then we forget the call to action. What do you want people to do once they read your letter, read your social media post? If you can remember that, you will be a lot more successful in your marketing. A very clear, even if it's leave a comment below, or even if it's go to this website, a very clear call to action is required in all of your marketing. Make sure to have it in there.
That's a great reminder. I know, we talk about women business owners specifically and their marketing and getting louder. And sometimes either they forget or they intentionally don't feel comfortable asking people to do something. But a call to action is a clear step. It shows you are in a position of authority, not heavy-handed, but this is what you do next. This is the next step you take. And it makes it easy, especially with so much noise and clutter, to know that clear path. So we've talked about getting louder already. So this is exciting. So tell us a little bit about the next book that you have coming out. Would you?
So I would love to. Thank you. So Loud Woman is a part memoir, parts self-help book. And it's my story of how I've gotten louder in my life and in my business. How I've stopped apologizing, how I've stood up for myself, how I've demanded fair compensation, how I have built healthy relationships, all the things that we as women crave. And I think especially very relevant with people being at home a lot and seeing the inequities there. And Loud Woman's going to help you figure out how to get on top of that so that you can live a more fulfilled life.
Excellent. I can't wait to check it out. If you'd like to find that or Jill's other book, The First Client, or just have a chance to connect with her, go to jillceleste.com. It's on your screen. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you so much.